Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty interesting Xbox news on the way over here. We're going to talk about this just mainly because there's just been a big kind of difference when it comes to the PlayStation and Xbox. Now, as you guys kind of know, traditionally storage is a big deal. Traditionally, having more storage is usually pretty good, and that's kind of how the future of technology usually works. Like we go from hardwares into SSDs into then even bigger SSDs, and as the basically storage and optimization and utilization and power keeps on getting better and better, then in theory all the price points keep on going lower and lower. But it's actually been a really big weakness that the Xbox has had that the PlayStation has actually done way better. Now, as of currently, the PlayStation still is doing a lot better than the Xbox is. We're going to talk about this and talk about this drama, but right now it does seem like the Xbox itself is finally getting a huge, massive update and kind of a brand new way of life that should be opening up a brand new bunch of doors to make the Xbox even better. So we're going to talk about this and go do a little bit of a deep dive into all these brand new things coming to the Xbox as well. If any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 upcoming giveaways. If you guys want one, let me know in the comment section down below. I do want to do another giveaway sometime in the near future, or just do something for the community as well. We also have the Amazon links, Twitter and Twitch room down below. Leave a like and let's go dive into the video itself. So very first and foremost, the biggest thing to know is if you guys ever look at, say, the PlayStation 5, just kind of put out some articles and kind of just being people like the best run-throughs and everything else, say for Amazon or whatever. These are usually really good SSDs that you can go and internally implant into your console itself. Now, when it does come with all these consoles in general, you can usually maybe find it for like even 80 bucks, 120 bucks, and a pretty good, actually usable SSD that you can either use on your PC or your PlayStation 5. This is one huge major factor that the PlayStation 5 has over, let's say, the Xbox, where the Xbox itself has good technology and has been, well, growing good stuff, I guess. It's just a lot more mainstream, marketable, and developmentable, developmental, whatever the proper word for that would be, for the PlayStation 5, where you can basically get these SSDs and external hard drives, or internal hard drives for your consoles a lot cheaper. And that's kind of nice. It's a big perk if you guys play a lot of games or RPGs or a lot of multiplayers, or maybe if you just mainly use your console as your main gaming hub, you want the storage. You don't want to have to keep on having to re-download games all the time. You want to go and save your save files, especially if you guys play a lot of the exclusives such as like Horizon or God of War and just want to enjoy the games. And that's been one issue that the Xbox has had. Or right now, if you guys actually do want to get a proper good SSD for your Xbox, it's been very expensive, where the cheaper Xbox expandable storage cards are now on the way. So a new Western digital Xbox expansion storage card has now been officially been spotted by Best Buy and is now also even cheaper than the current Seagate option. Now, what does this mean? So very first and foremost, we have a bajillion different options when it comes to PlayStation 5 SSDs. A lot of them work. The Xbox, not so much, and a lot of people want to have a chance to expand out their hard drives because, once again, Xbox, Game Pass, like you probably, in theory, have a lot more availability for games because you could get so many games for free if you have a Game Pass subscription. So it almost would make more sense to go and have bigger storage, especially for an Xbox. But people have been complaining about that. That's actually one big major factor that the PlayStation 5 is way better than because they go get the cheaper storage. It's nice. But with this brand new major game-changing Xbox update, things are kind of getting a little bit more spicy. So Microsoft appears to be readying new Xbox expandable storage options from other manufacturers. And this is one of the bigger things because PlayStation has worked with other SSD suppliers to go make them more readily available for folks. So a brand new Western Digital 1TB expansion card for the Xbox Series X and X has all been also officially spotted on Best Buy, and this is priced at $180. So two things to note. Number one, the price point is cheaper. And as you guys have probably heard me say a bajillion different times on all these Xbox Activision acquisition videos, competition is key. Competition is what like the FTC and all these other SECs want to go and develop to make sure there's always lower prices for consumers and people are getting good deals and there's always expansion in the market. And that was one major issue for the Xbox, where they just didn't really have too much stuff to work on. They basically had like a somewhat little like SSD monopoly, and they weren't able to do too much with it. It was actually a very sad thing to know. So now it does kind of seem like Microsoft is finally expanding out their SSD market. Now, you guys may not think this is a big deal. I think this is a huge deal. Like, basically, you had one company making all this stuff, so it means they could pretty much control the price point, because if someone wanted to get the expansion or the SSD, they needed to spend the extra money for it on their own product. So now that we're actually seeing some more competition, and as well, depending on how good the sales go, we might see a huge, massive expansion of even more companies working into this for the Xbox Series X and S, but as well, might see more expansion of a lower price point. And this is once again one of the bigger issues that the Xbox has had for a while. So Microsoft originally launched Xbox expandable storage cards nearly 3 years ago with its Xbox Series S and X consoles, and the 1 TB cards were priced at around $220. So this is another like $40 price decrease. And once again, if more of these companies enter into the market, then guess what? We'll make a lot more money. And once again, this was also manufactured exclusively by Seagate. So while they've also seen like the 500 gigabytes or 2 TB options from Seagate, prices have also not really dropped down. Although once again, this is the big issue because the PlayStation 5 ones have dropped a lot. Like this is a 2 TB. Like if you guys want to look at the 1 TB price point for a better comparison, $90. $90. That is insane. Or if you look at the 500 gigabyte one too as well, guess what? $77. I mean, I'd probably just go for the 1 TB. It's probably the best deal out of all those in terms of like efficiency. But you guys can see this is only $100. Well, $90. I mean, if you also factor in like, I guess, tax is $100. And you go compare that to the Xbox, you have to go pay $180. And this is like big groundbreaking news where there's like multiple different people like making videos and talking about this and discussing this. Like you guys can even see over here, this is how much of a big deal it is for the Xbox. And that's once again like a $100 savings to go and get a PlayStation 5 over your Xbox. But this is also why it's good news. As I mentioned, with a brand new competition finally coming out and people are finally able to go and now have different options, that would probably mean that Seagate itself, which was the prior like manufacturer that was exclusively for Xbox, is probably going to have to lower the prices, because if there's another big competitor that's pretty much the same exact thing, I'm probably buying the extra $50 cheaper one, especially because Western Digital is relatively well known. They've also done things for SSDs before. Like this is like their bread and butter. It's kind of like the same thing for like a NVIDIA or AMD. You can kind of choose either one depending on your preference, but this one's a little bit more cleaner because storage is pretty well readily available, and it's not too much of a big niche in terms of like drivers and everything else that you have to worry about for installing. It's more of just make sure you have the storage. Okay, it stores things. Okay, can I load my games or play my games? I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm very, very cool with that. So I think it's nice. Like we're actually seeing this too as well, because they're saying additional manufacture, the Xbox expandable storage is much needed. And I agree, this monopoly cannot last for a long time. And if anything, this will be also helping out, I'd say, anyone who wants an Xbox, or as well as also kind of helps out the future of console storage, mainly because if people can like see that they're making money off this, and see that they should be making these for maybe like the Xbox Series X2 or the PlayStation 5 Pro or the PlayStation 6, that kind of also once again supports the notion that they could be making money. They could keep on investing money into research and development, and then also ideally would bring down the cost of the storage, as well as also they could hopefully bring down like how long it would take to make the new ones, or as well, if the sales are good enough, they could even maybe have exclusive partnerships with something like say PlayStation or Xbox to go and make these deals a little bit better. So as we kind of mentioned too as well, like even for this article, like kind of what I just showed you guys, right now it's $40 cheaper than the Seagate model, but I would agree $180 is completely overpriced for 1 TB storage. The Samsung 980 Pro, which we actually did a sponsor for forever ago, is actually going for around $78 as of right this second. So I just showed you guys for other options over there. Like there's a lot. Like, this is the crucial one too. So they're talking about the Samsung at 80. Here's this random one over here for what, like $90. And this is what competition does. This is what the actual market should be doing. You should be way, way lower price points for everything. But at least Xbox is finally taking this next major step. In my ideal world, I would want to go and see this Xbox storage basically be like around the same price point, maybe around $100 or so, because I don't really think storage is that much of a big deal. It's a big deal for gamers to utilize and have, but I don't think it's really that much of a big deal for, well, folks to have to spend that much money on it, especially when we have other alternatives that are way, way cheaper. And of course, SSDs have been around for a very long time, especially for PlayStation consoles, especially. It's been like 3 years and it's been kind of nice. Well, it's been around maybe like 2 or so for that since the brand new updates. But at the end of the day, I think this is cool. I think Xbox is finally getting a little bit more in line. I think a lot of Xbox gamers can hopefully be very happy with this. We haven't really seen too many big major Xbox deals go on so far, and especially with PlayStation trying to focus a little bit more on these outside accessories and bring that stuff out a little bit more. I think they'll give just more options and kind of general gaming console availability for everyone. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments down below, because I do think it's cool, and I do appreciate as always so much for watching. Make sure you guys go and check out the Twitter and the Twitch stream down below. Subscribe if you guys are new, and put on the notifications if you guys would like. Leave a like on the video too, and let me know if you guys have even had any issues with your PlayStation 5 storage or Xbox storage. Do you guys even care? I mean, I know for a lot of times I just delete the games if my hard drives get full, and I kind of move on from there. So I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your comments down below. Have a great rest of your nights if I don't get to see you guys, and I'll see you guys all very soon, probably tomorrow, for some more brand new videos.